G'day guys, my name is Satta and I welcome you to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day, evening, night, morning, wherever you happen to be, whatever time it is when you are watching the video. Now, as normal, the video isn't so much about the gameplay as about the commentary. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard recently, there is this new phenomenon, I guess we'll call it, new technology out called a 3D printer. And as where most technology leads, it's already been led into a weapon. Basically, someone has successfully turned the ability for a 3D printer to be able to print something into a gun. I'll put some footage up here of sort of what the printer looks like, what the gun sort of looks like, and I believe there's some bullets in there as well somewhere, and I'll have them up on the screen. And 100,000 people downloaded the pattern or the Word document, whatever it happens to be able to print this weapon and basically print it themselves. Now, I doubt highly that 100,000 plus people don't have a 3D printer, because I haven't looked into it, but I presume that they're fairly expensive for what they do. And now today, this is about 3 days after after the schematic has come out to print it, and I think the American feds or somebody is got removed the link essentially, and they're banning it now. A lot of my American friends seem to be up in arms about this being able to be banned or whatever. Based on their quote-unquote constitutional right to bear arms, where I can see if you grew up with that kind of mentality, that is fine. I mean, I'm glad that here in Australia that we all don't have guns, but I also don't think my American sort of friends and followers are silly for wanting to have a gun. So, but that's a topic for another day. But I want to know this non-regulated gun, as in there's no purchase orders, there's nothing that you need to go and get this gun. All you need is the printer, and you can download the schematic. And now, as we know, once anything gets on the internet, it's on the internet. Especially something like this, it's going to be available forever. And there's going to be like loopholes, because they're not going to be able to get people to delete it now, and then there'll be people saying that they had the schematic before the printer, like before they banned it and that sort of stuff. So it's out in the public now, and depending on how good of a job this is as a gun, if you catch my drift, I wonder what ramifications it's going to have with a whole bunch of stuff. So for example, say some crazy, like some essentially bad people downloading this gun, kill somebody with it, then they can melt it down and just print out another one. Like, I don't think the cost of actually printing this stuff is going to be a great deal. Essentially, without it being regulated at all, it's just a little bit frightening on what actually happens to it. So, I'm a big believer in, I think, if you do want to own a gun, then it needs to be regulated, and certain government type agencies need to sort of know about it and be able to track it and whatever. So, being a printer, I'm not sure if there's going to be like different ways to track it, like like other guns and stuff. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think it should be regulated? Do you think people should be able to just print out a gun like this and just use it willy-nilly? And what about poor countries that can get enough money for a printer and arm themselves with like maybe a 6-shot bullet gun or something like that? I don't know. What's your thoughts on this, guys? This is Sada out.
Machine in motion.